Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. I'm proud to announce the appointment of Clare Connors to be the Attorney General of the State of Hawaii, subject to Senate confirmation. Clare is an experienced criminal and civil litigator who is leaving the law firm of Davis, Levin, and Livingston, where she represented a variety of clients since October 2011 to take this position. She began her legal career in Hawaii as a law clerk with Federal District Judge David Ezra, and was an assistant United States attorney in the District of Hawaii from 2004 to 2011. Prior to that, she was part of the Attorney General's Honors Program with the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., and has worked as a trial attorney for the Department of Justice Tax Division. She holds 2 BAs from Yale and graduated from Harvard Law School. She brings extensive experience. She's an accomplished attorney in both criminal and civil litigation, and I really know that she will bring many skills to defend the state in legal proceedings, provide outstanding legal advice and counsel, and manage the largest law firm in the state very well. She will be a tremendous asset as the Chief Legal Officer and Chief Law Enforcement Officer for the state of Hawaii. And with that, I'd like to introduce Attorney General Clare Connors.
Thank you very much. It is a privilege and an honor to serve the people of Hawaii in this capacity, and I thank Governor Ige for the opportunity to join the Attorney General's office and to become a part of the very important work that the office does. I look forward to meeting the legislatures, to meeting the senators and the representatives, and to moving forward and to continuing the work and the objectives that the office has been doing in the last few years during this administration and even beyond that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Will this be, will she be interim in the meantime, or is she just going to be out until she will she only take office when she's confirmed?
No, we're working through the transition, but she'll begin work according to schedule around January 14th is kind of the current timeline that we've been working out.
Okay, so she'll serve as interim until she's
subject to confirmation.
Okay. I have a couple questions for Clare. Sure. The biggest issue right now facing this city and county of Honolulu, but also the Attorney General's office, is the situation of Keith Kaneshiro. We haven't been able to get any answer out of the Attorney General so far about what action might be taken, but it seems like from the law, the Attorney General has the ability to quote-unquote supersede a prosecutor. Have you looked into that at all? Do you see any action needing to be taken, and are you concerned about him remaining in office as it stands today, as soon to be the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the state?
Sure. I haven't looked into that issue in this capacity yet. I think there are concerns that certainly exist regarding Keith Kaneshiro's position, and it is worth looking into for all the different reasons that you just suggested.
What are your top priorities when you look at it? Are you more interested in the criminal side, where you had a lot of experience, or defending the state doesn't seem like all that much fun, frankly?
Well, I think defending the state is part of it, but also bringing cases on behalf of the state is a part of the job as well. And I had just as many years in the civil world as I've had in the criminal world at this point too. So my biggest priority at this point is really to get boots on the ground, to see what the issues are that the current deputies are working on, and to understand them, and also to get ready for the legislative session, which is around the corner.
This is kind of a technicality, so I'm not, I can just address this question. When you come from a private law firm that's been involved in particular legislation, like Davis Levin was majorly involved in the lawsuit against Kamehameha schools. Meanwhile, the Attorney General has an office that oversees Kamehameha schools as a charitable organization. How do you as Attorney General handle that sort of potential conflict? How does that work?
Mm-hmm. Every transition like this will require some consideration of potential conflicts, and we have a great ethics officer for the state who I do intend to confer with, but there will be situations like that that I'll have to take case by case and assess and determine if there's an existing conflict.
If you determine there's a conflict, what do you do?
That's a good question. I don't know. I assume that's why we have a deputy, or that I would wall myself off. I know in other proceedings as an AUSA, that is what happens. If there's a need to go outside of the office, I guess that can be looked into as well. But I think there's probably a protocol for walling off an AG who might have conflicts.
Certainly, Darrell, as you know, in the past, that has, as we have had attorney generals come from private practice, they have to separate from any case dealing with their previous employer, and certainly whether that means a different group of internal deputy attorney generals handles the case, or we bring somebody from outside, really depends on the extent of her involvement in that case.
Governor, will Russell Suzuki be continuing on with the department? I think he was first deputy prior.
Certainly, he will be part of the transition, and I think he will be looking at what he wants to do, kind of moving forward.
So it's not clear at this point?
I mean, I think that we want to give Claire the opportunity to meet and talk with Russell and get a sense from Russell about what his interest would be.
Anyone else?
I have several questions for Governor Ige.
Sure.
You have several other appointments. You need to make a new director for DBET, a budget director. Do you know when you might be making those appointments or announcing them?
Certainly, we're committed to filling the cabinet as quickly as possible. We are interviewing and have been interviewing since shortly after the election, so we will continue that activity. Clearly, I want to seat the cabinet as quickly as possible.
Are you confident that the Senate will appoint all your appointees?
And certainly, we'll be working with the senator. As being a former senator, I really understand the responsibility that they have for advice and consent. I think that we are assembling a very talented cabinet with good qualified people in each of the positions, and certainly look forward to the confirmation process and the confirmation hearings.
Governor, with the vast majority, it seems like, of your appointees, you have reappointed people who were already there. This appointment is different from that. What do
Sure.
you want to see the Attorney General's office be different? In what ways?
I mean, I think you all recognize that the Attorney General's position is unique in the sense that they serve as the governor's attorney. At the same time, they serve as the attorney for all the people of Hawaii. And really, I think in talking with Claire, her long and extensive both criminal and civil experience brings new insight and a terrific understanding of the law. As you know, I get sued virtually every day for various things, and I think that her leadership into the office will bring new energy and allow us to look at things and hopefully resolve some longstanding issues. But more importantly, as you know, especially with the federal government taking on so many positions, I think that really are not consistent with the values of our community. We do expect that there would be significant activity, again, protecting the values and interests of our community in general. And I'm excited about what Claire brings to this administration. I think it would be terrific service to the people of Hawaii.
What are some of those long-standing issues you'd like the new Attorney General to address?
I mean, I think we'll get more time to get into the specifics as we move forward. I mean, I think that, all of you are aware, there just was an article in the paper concerning the trust of Abigail Kawanakoa, for example, that the Attorney General is involved with many issues that we represent the people of Hawaii. And so we will continue to do that. I'm certain that Claire as she meets the senators and are able to get through the confirmation process, will be able to serve in that capacity.
Notice how you're saying that just like, much like Doug Chin did, you see Ms. Connors' role as being a national advocate for positions that challenging the Trump administration.
Well, I mean, I think that we'll have to look at those issues as they come up. Obviously, some of those are in the courts and proceeding through. That wouldn't be her primary job. Obviously, her primary job will be here working on behalf of all the people. But clearly, that is a portion of that, and being able to participate and join other attorneys general as appropriate when we want to challenge change in federal policy or change in federal law clearly will be something that we would be looking at.
Claire, what motivated you to take the job? I know it's not always an easy job for the governor to fill.
Sure. The opportunity to serve the people of Hawaii is what motivated me. I've been in service with the federal government, and it's part of my DNA, even in many of the different things that I do now professionally in different activities. I think it's an important component of what we do as attorneys to be of service, and this is a fantastic opportunity to really do that on a different level, and that's what attracted me to it.
Anyone else?
Thank you all for being here.